One of the craziest things that's happened in financial markets in recent memory is when interest rates went negative. That's right, people were literally having to pay to keep their money in their bank accounts or elsewhere. Now, of course, we don't know what the future holds, and so one of the big questions has been, will the United States get negative interest rates on a nominal basis? We already know with inflation at 8.5% that the real rate of return is negative on most bonds and other types of financial assets. But the big question is, will the interest rates go negative? Now, what we can see is in the US markets, we see investors quite literally betting on what they think is going to happen. And there's a very specific data point around the euro-dollar futures that tells us investors definitely believe over the next couple of years we are going to get negative interest rates. Don't listen to me though. My friend George Gammon's got a great explanation of it. Here's a little bit of his video that explains how this is happening and what investors believe is likely to transpire.
The options market is predicting the unthinkable. What am I referring to specifically? Negative interest rates. And I'm not talking about real rates. I'm talking about negative nominal rates. I want to start by looking at a chart from the Atlanta Fed. As you can see, this is kind of the line in the sand. From here, the market is expecting the Fed to start cutting interest rates. There's an options market for euro dollar futures. The euro dollar futures, basically a bet on LIBOR, which is kind of a bet on the Fed funds rate. The prices for the options that would be in the money, or the prices for the options that would pay out if interest rates actually go negative, have skyrocketed. So the smart money in the options market for euro dollar futures is actually making big bets right now that in the very near future, the Fed will take interest rates negative. This is a huge recession indicator. And why would the Fed do something so extreme with interest rates? Because at that point in time, we would either be in a recession, if not an economic depression.
George has always got great explanations, and so it's really important to pay attention here, is that as soon as you see investors betting on over the next 2, 3, 4 years that we're going to get negative interest rates, it's worth paying attention to. The idea is that the central bank will continue to raise interest rates. They're going to put immense pressure on the economy. They're going to push us into a recession. And the only tools that they have are quantitative easing and the manipulation of those interest rates. When we get to that recessive period, they're going to panic. They're going to capitulate, and they're going to have to slam down the interest rates. Last time in 2020 was 2 emergency rate cuts. This time, who knows what they could do, how quickly, and how severe. And so ultimately, if we eventually broach that negative interest rates in the United States, this isn't just a mathematical concept. It's not just an economic concept. There's also a religious element to it too. Negative interest rates, that happens somewhere else. That happens in Europe or developing nations, not here in the United States. We have our shit together. We are in control. We don't need to go to negative interest rates, right? Right? Well, we're going to find out. But right now, investors are definitely betting on the fact that they think negative interest rates are on the way. The next couple of years are going to be very interesting to watch this all play out. Hey you, did you like this video? Great, we make 5 of them a day and post them here on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, and see you next time.